There's this really weird item up for auction right now, and it sent me down a total rabbit hole. This is Andy and Corey from HBC Sportscards in Kingsport, Tennessee, and a friend recently asked them to look at his dad's collection. Most of it was the usual junk wax from the 80s and 90s, but then he handed them a binder, and that's where things got really strange. You see, inside was a complete set of 1968 Topps 3D test cards. For some background, this was a 15-card experiment that Topps ran back in the late 60s using a new technology called exograph that made the images look 3D without using glasses. And the Roberto Bob Clemente from this set, only 82 copies were ever graded with PSA, with just 6 PSA 10s, which are estimated to be worth around $60,000 each. But the binder also had 70 Kellogg's 3D football cards, some one-off soccer and football cards that no one's ever seen before, and this bizarre kaleidoscope-style 3D picture of elephants and penguins. But why would these be labeled Look? Now, in the Fanatics Collect auction description, they mentioned that Andy and Corey's best theory is maybe this binder was used for pitching this technology to Look magazine, and that seemed like the most logical explanation, that is, until I dug deeper. I took that random kaleidoscope-style elephant and penguin image and ran a reverse image search. It was actually on the cover of an issue of a travel magazine called Venture, and that cover had been printed using the same 3D process. During the late 1960s, Venture magazine and Look magazine were both owned by the same parent company, and they were the ones who developed and trademarked this exograph process. I stumbled across an eBay listing for a Look magazine insert. On the back, it describes how the general managers of Look magazine spent 13 years researching and developing this exact technology. They even branded it the Look picture, which is probably why these cards are labeled with Look. They're showing off this Look picture, not pitching it to Look magazine. And to my surprise, bidding for this item is still really low with just a week left.